Hello, everyone. Welcome to the English Conversation Scenario, Part 11, Discussing Project Milestones with the Team.
Hi Emma, I wanted to take some time today to review the project milestones and make sure we're on track. How are things going on your end?
Hi Alexander, things are progressing well so far. We're just about to finish up the research phase. We're slightly behind, but I'm confident we'll catch up by the end of this week.
Good to hear. The research phase is crucial for setting the right foundation. Once that's complete, we'll be ready to move into the design phase. How are we looking on that front?
The design phase should be fine. I've already sent over the initial concepts to Mark for feedback. Once we finish reviewing those, we can finalize the designs and move on to development.
Sounds like we're moving smoothly. After the design phase, we'll need to prepare for development. Do you think there will be any delays with development after we complete the design?
I don't anticipate delays on our side. However, once the design is finalized, we might face some back and forth with development to make sure everything works as planned. Especially if any last-minute changes come up.
That makes sense. We'll need to be flexible during that phase to address any challenges quickly. Once development starts, we'll be looking at the testing phase. How much time do you think we'll need for that?
For testing, I'd say we'll need about 2 weeks once development is finished. I'll start preparing test cases while the development team works on the initial build, so we'll be ready to begin as soon as possible. The sooner we start testing, the sooner we can catch any issues.
Great, so we're on track to have the testing phase ready once development completes. Do you think we might encounter any issues with the timeline moving forward?
I think the main challenge will be making sure the design and development teams are aligned. If we have any delays on the design side, it could push things back. But if everything goes as planned, we should be fine. I'm more concerned about potential feedback delays from the design review process.
That's a good point. We should prioritize getting fast feedback on the designs to avoid holding up the development phase. Once we start testing, we'll need to address any bugs or issues quickly. How do you think the team will handle bug fixing and feedback during the testing phase?
I think we'll be able to manage it well if we organize the testing phase into smaller sprints. That way, we can address bugs as we go along and keep the project moving. It'll also allow us to adjust based on any unexpected issues that arise.
I like the idea of working in sprints. That'll help us stay agile. Let's also make sure that everyone knows their responsibilities clearly so there's no confusion during testing. I'll make sure the development team is prepared to jump in quickly for bug fixes.
Agreed. If we do a sprint approach, we'll be able to assess progress more frequently and make adjustments when needed. I'll coordinate with the testing team to ensure they have all the documentation and know exactly what to look for.
Perfect. Let's keep everyone aligned and stay proactive. I'll make sure to touch base with the team regularly, and we'll check in again next week to ensure everything is progressing smoothly.
Thanks, Alexander. I'll keep you updated on any progress or delays on my side. If there's anything urgent, I'll reach out immediately.
I appreciate it, Emma. You've been doing a great job keeping everything organized. I'm confident we'll meet our goals and deadlines.
Thanks, I appreciate the trust. I'll keep pushing forward and make sure we stay on top of everything.
You've got this. Let's make this project a success.
Part 12, Setting Expectations for a New Project.
Hey, Emma, we're about to kick off the new project next week. I wanted to touch base with you to make sure we're all aligned on expectations.
Of course, Alexander. It's really important that we start off on the same page. What specifically do you want to go over?
Well, first, we need to make sure everyone understands the overall project goals. We'll be delivering the new platform in 3 phases, and each phase has specific deadlines.
Got it. So, we'll need to communicate those deadlines clearly to the team and ensure everyone knows their responsibilities for each phase.
Exactly. Let's also discuss the key deliverables for each phase. For example, by the end of the first phase, we need the design prototypes approved and initial testing completed.
That makes sense. We should also ensure that the scope of work is defined clearly, so we don't risk scope creep. Do we have a document outlining all tasks and deadlines?
Yes, I'll share the project timeline and task breakdown with you. We should also make sure everyone is aware of their individual responsibilities, especially the interdependencies between tasks.
Definitely. We'll need clear communication. How do you want to handle progress tracking? Should we have regular check-ins to ensure we're on track?
Yes, I was thinking weekly check-ins would work well. This will help us monitor the progress and address any potential issues early on.
Perfect. I'll also set up a shared folder with all project documents so everyone can access the latest versions of files. How do you feel about the team's availability and workload?
We need to ensure the team has enough bandwidth. I'll check in with each department before the project starts to confirm they're ready. If there are any concerns, we should address them beforehand.
Agreed. We should also consider any potential risks. Are there any specific challenges we should anticipate during the project?
I'm worried about integration testing during the final phase. We'll need to work closely with the IT team to ensure we don't run into any unexpected issues.
Good point. I'll make sure IT is looped in early on. Also, it might be useful to set up a contingency plan in case we encounter delays or issues with any phase.
I like that idea. Having a backup plan will give us peace of mind if things don't go as smoothly as expected.
Exactly. So, just to summarize, we'll have clear project goals, well-defined deliverables, weekly check-ins, and a contingency plan. Anything else we should add?
No, I think we've covered everything for now. Once we finalize the task breakdown and timeline, we'll be in a great position to kick off.
Great. I'll make sure to share the documents with everyone and send out the invites for the first check-in meeting.
Thanks, Emma. I'm looking forward to a successful project launch.
Part 13. Scheduling a meeting with external stakeholders.
Hi, Emma. I wanted to talk about scheduling a meeting with our external stakeholders. We need to discuss the progress of the current project and address any concerns they might have.
That sounds important. Do you have a specific date in mind for the meeting?
I was thinking of sometime next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. What do you think?
Tuesday works for me. Let me check with the stakeholders' availability. I'll email them right away.
Great, and I also think it's a good idea to include the key team members in the meeting so that we can give a complete update. We need the project manager, marketing lead, and someone from the legal team.
I agree. I'll include everyone in the email. Should we prepare an agenda for the meeting so everyone knows what to expect?
Yes, definitely. We should cover the progress on deliverables, any challenges we're facing, and any changes to the timeline or budget. It would also be useful to ask them if they have any specific points they want to discuss.
I'll add those points to the agenda. I'll also ask them to send over any topics they'd like to cover so that we're prepared.
Perfect. Once you hear back from them, can you send me a draft of the agenda so I can review it before we send it out?
Of course, I'll send it to you for review. Do you want to host the meeting, or would you like me to take the lead on this one?
I think it would be best if you take the lead. You've worked closely with the stakeholders, so you'll have a good sense of the tone and direction of the conversation.
All right, I'll handle it. I'll make sure to include all the necessary documents in the invite, so everyone is prepared. Anything else we need to cover before I send the invites?
I think that covers everything for now. Once the meeting is scheduled, we'll just need to ensure that we follow up on any action items afterward.
Absolutely. I'll get the meeting scheduled and send the agenda for your review.
Thanks, Emma. I appreciate your help with this.